Hey guys, Josh here. Thank you for watching Red Cloud Outdoors. Okay, so today guys, I want to talk to you about day hiking and the gear that I take with me on a day hiking trip. So maybe some of you guys out there are new to hiking, you're just now getting into it, the hiking bug has really got a hold of you, if you know what I mean, and you want to get out there, you want to get on the trails, but you're not exactly sure what you need to take on a day hike. So I want to show you what I take, what I carry, the pack, the contents, all that good stuff. And before I go into it, let me say this is not the be-all end-all of day hiking equipment or day hiking gear. It's not the ultimate anything. This is just what I use. It's what works for me, and it's just an option if you want to look into some of these things, and it might help you out. It might help you better prepare for a trip or plan for a day hike that you have coming up. So anyway, it's not the be-all end-all of anything. It's what works for me. Check it out, see what you think. And there's a lot of different things that go into preparing for a day hike. A lot of different variables that go into it. Where you're going for one, how far you're going to be going on this particular day hike, what the weather's going to be like, whether you're familiar with the area or not familiar. So a lot of things can change as far as how you plan and prepare and the gear that you take on a day hike. So for me, this is what I use on, I would say 85-95% of my trips, but a lot of it just depends on where I'm going. If I'm going solo, if somebody's going with me and maybe I need to carry some gear for them. If my dog is going with me, of course I need to carry gear for him, extra water and things like that. So there are different variables that go into it as far as how you're going to pack, what kind of pack you're going to use. But again, you just got to kind of figure that out as you go, figure it out with experience. But for what I do for the majority of my trips, this is what I'm taking with me. So let's jump in guys, let me show you what I carry and what's in my pack. Okay, so the pack that I use is the Osprey Daylight. And I've been using this pack for quite a long time. Actually, I've used this pack for probably the last, I don't know, 5-6 years or so. And for what I do, for most of my day hiking trips, again, it works absolutely perfect for me. The Daylight is about a 13-liter backpack, so it's not big, it's not super small either, and me personally, I like a smaller pack. I don't like to lug around a big pack with a lot of extra stuff in it that I don't really need. So the Daylight works perfectly for me. If I'm going on a longer hike, if Max, my dog, is going with me, then I might bump up to the Black Diamond Sonic. It's about a 27 liter or so pack that I'll take occasionally when I want a little bit bigger volume in my pack. Sometimes I'll even take the Mountain Smith Tour, which is basically just a lumbar pack that has straps that strap on like a backpack. And it's only about 8 liters, I think. So if I'm going on a really short day hike, I can get by with that. But again, most of the time, this right here is all that I need. So what's inside here? Well, first, let's go to the suspension and the shoulder straps. I have this on the front of it, and this is just a little pouch that connects to the shoulder straps, and it's basically a chest rig that rides on the front of my pack. And inside this little pouch, this little chest pouch, I guess, and this can be adapted to a number of different backpacks. I can take this off, switch it over to my Osprey Exos, which is my backpacking pack. I can switch it over and use it, so it can be moved from one pack to the other, and it's pretty adaptable. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But inside here I can carry some snacks, some Cliff Bars, some granola bars. Usually inside here I will keep some extra camera batteries because I'm filming, so I might keep I've got it right here somewhere if I can find it, a small folding knife. This is just a Kershaw Cryo. I always have a folder with me, sometimes in my pocket, sometimes just in my chest pouch. So I always like to have a knife with me on a day hike. When I go camping, then I always take a fixed blade knife with me, but just for a day hike, folding knife is fine. Also, I carry the DeLorme InReach, and I don't always take this with me, but this is just an SOS communicator. I can text my wife if I'm somewhere where I don't have cell phone service, and if I really get into a jam and I really get hurt, there's an SOS button on here that I can press, and signal for help. Again, I don't always take that with me. If I'm going somewhere local, somewhere I've been to a million times, I don't take that with me. But if I'm going somewhere new, maybe going into an area I'm not very familiar with, maybe I'm going to be doing a longer day hike, and I know there's not going to be any sort of service, then I'll take that with me. I'll just put it on my shoulder pouch, strap it on there, and I'm good to go. Safe, secure. I have a lifeline to the outside world. Got it. Okay, so the pack, the contents. I usually just take regular bottled water with me. Usually I like to take smart water bottles with me, and I'll usually take 2 of those. I just like the bottles for the smart water. They fit nice and comfortably and neat inside my pack. Occasionally I'll take a Nalgene, but I'm not a fan of Nalgenes. They're just heavy and bulky, and I just prefer the smart water bottles. I don't have one right now, so I just grabbed a regular water bottle out of the fridge, but usually just take regular plastic water bottles. They're lightweight, they're easy to lug around, so yeah. Okay, inside the pack, and this is just in the front pocket, the top pocket, I have an ever-new water bag that I can collect water in if I need to. I usually have plenty of water for the trip that I'm going on, but you never know what's going to happen. Maybe you get stuck out there longer than you think you're going to be. Maybe you're taking a sip of your water, you drop it, it spills all over the place, and there goes a big portion of your water. So I like to have a backup way to get water in case I need it. So I can collect water in the ever-new bag, and I always have the Sawyer squeeze with me. That way I can filter water into one of my water bottles, and I have clean water. Also inside this top pouch, I just have a small RAV power battery charger. I like to have a way to charge my cell phone. I like to have a way to charge my inReach if I need to, and I just like to have a way to have some power and charge things up if I need to. Just something small and portable that's not too bulky and too heavy. Also inside here I have my fire kit, and a fire kit is not really necessary in most cases. Just make sure that you have a way to start a fire. Make sure you have a lighter and maybe a backup option and some matches. But for me, I'm weird like that. I like having a full-blown fire kit. And I did a video recently on my fire kit, so I'm not going to go too deep into this. Just watch that video if you want to know all the contents of the fire kit. But inside here I've got a lighter, I've got matches, I have a ferro rod and different ignition sources, some Esbit solid fuel, and some trioxane, some fat wood sticks, just things like that. I know that I can always get a fire going no matter what, so I like my fire kit. And that pretty much covers everything that I keep in this top pouch. Again, it's just a day hike. I'm not going out on a survival mission or anything like that, but I do like to have items with me such as the fire kit, where if there is an emergency, if for some reason I'm stuck out there overnight, I have a way to at least make it through the night and survive, I guess. So inside the main pocket of the pack, I have my cook kit. And I do not always take my cook kit with me. I only usually take my cook kit if I plan on cooking out while I'm out on the trail. So sometimes you go out there, you want to stop somewhere along the way, you want to have a lunch, maybe a Mountain House meal or something like that. You just need to heat up your water, pour in the bag, and eat a small meal and just enjoy your time out on the trail. So if I'm going to cook while I'm out there, I'll take my cook kit with me, and my cook kit is basically just the Tokes 550 mil cook pot, and inside I have just a small gas canister for my canister stove. So again, I don't always bring this with me. It just depends on the trip that I'm going on and whether or not I'm going to cook a meal while I'm out there. Also inside here I have my rain jacket just folded up. This is the Outdoor Research Helium 2 rain jacket, which is an awesome rain jacket. A little pricey, but a very good rain jacket. I always have a rain jacket with me, even if the weather is not calling for any rain, because where I live here in Tennessee, you never know. Maybe it's not supposed to rain. You get out there and it just decides to bucket for a few minutes. So I always like to make sure that I have a rain jacket. Also inside here, I have a tarp. And this is my tarp that I take with me when I go hammock camping. It's just a seal nylon tarp. It's super lightweight. It's in the snake skins, and it has the cordage and everything already attached to it. So if I'm out there and it decides to bucket down, because I do like to camp, or not camp, I do like to hike in the rain. So if I'm out there and it really starts to come down, I've got my tarp with me. I can deploy this super quick and get it strung up, and then I have a little bit of shelter from the rain. I can wait it out and then get back out on the trail. So again, I don't always take my tarp with me. It just depends on where I'm going, how long I'm going to be out, what the weather's calling for. So, but having just a small lightweight tarp just in case is not a bad idea. And not just for if it buckets down a rainstorm, but especially if you're somewhere that you're not as familiar with, and God forbid you end up having to stay overnight, at least you have some shelter, and nothing better than a small lightweight tarp. Also in here, I just have a small Osprey pack cover that I can cover up my pack with in case it starts to rain. And last but not least is my ditty bag. And sometimes I will switch over the contents of my ditty bag to a more lightweight fabric pouch or bag, because this is a Kafaru pullout, and this is a pretty heavy duty fabric. So this is a pretty heavy duty ditty bag. So sometimes, depending on where I'm going, how far I'm going to be going, I'll switch this over into a Dyneema composite fabric bag or an X-Pack fabric bag or something like that, just to save a little bit of weight. And I may even leave some of the contents behind because I don't always need everything in here. But I do like to have a ditty bag. I do like to have the majority of the items in here, and I'm not going to go over all these items because, again, like the fire kit, I recently did a video on my ditty bag where I really dive into it and go over the contents and why I carry them and stuff like that. But just real quick, I'll show you some of the things I keep in my ditty bag that I think is a must to have on any hike, whether it's a day hike, backpacking trip, whatever. So in here I keep some wireless headphones and chargers. One for my phone and a charger that will fit my camera, that'll fit my inReach, and even my headphones if I need to charge them, because sometimes you just want to hike and listen to some music. Also in here I have a hygiene kit with some wet wipes and toilet paper and things like that. So, and I wear contact lenses, so I have a way to do a little maintenance on my contact lenses if I'm out there and I have an issue, just a small mirror and some eye drops and things like that. So I always have this with me. I have a first aid kit and just basic boo-boo kit, I guess you could call it. I mean, it's not anything substantial. Band-aids, moleskin, things for bug bites and stings and burns and things like that. So yeah, just a basic first aid kit. Always need a first aid kit with you. Headlamp. This is the Petzl Actic. Always have a headlamp with you. Again, if you get stuck out there longer than you think you're going to be out there, you need light. So I always have a good headlamp with me, no matter where I'm going or how long I think I'm going to be gone. Always a good idea to have a headlamp. Let's see, what else is in here? Oh, and I have my small titanium stove. It's a BRS stove, cheap, but it's lightweight. It works great. That way if I want to cook on the trail, again, I don't always have this in my ditty bag, but if I know I'm going to cook out there, then I have my stove with me. And if you have a stove and you're going to eat, you need utensils. So yeah, some bug spray, and I have some few other odds and ends inside my ditty bag, but I'm not going to go into that. You can check out the video of the ditty bag. But yeah, this is pretty much what I take with me when I go out on a day hike. Just things that I know that I might need while I'm out there, and a couple of extra items just in case. Just those just in case items, in case something goes wrong or things don't go as planned and I'm stuck out there a little bit longer than I plan to be, or if I'm stuck out there all night and I don't want to be but I have to be. So yeah, always a good idea to have some of those just in case items. So yeah, there's more stuff I could put in here, and depending on weather, if it's colder weather, I'll pack a beanie. I will maybe take just a lightweight hoodie or something like that, or pullover, something like that, down jacket, whatever I need to take depending on the weather. So again, there's variables in there, that you have to factor in, just different things you have to think about based on where you're going or what you're going to be doing. So keep those things in mind, guys, but that's what I use. I hope this helps you out. Just some things to consider. Let me know what you carry. Let me know maybe something I need to add to my kit when I go out on a day hike, so I'm always open to suggestions. So that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Red Cloud Outdoors. Thank you for checking out my day hike gear. Let me know what you think, guys. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I will see you next time. Take care, guys.